What's going on, everybody? My name's Darby Weiss. This is the Iron Emporium Roll Game Show. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name, of course, is Darby Weiss, and this is the Iron Emporium. I'm thrilled to be here today. I can't state how much like it really does make me happy to be here and to be able to do this. I mean, week in and week out. Like there's a lot of things that come up in our lives that take a lot of priority. There's a lot of things that come up in our world that would normally make this impossible. But it's all about, you know. And like, you know, you kind of practice what you preach, right? So just like we always are talking about, you know, doing the right thing, doing what we got to do. This is one of those things. This is one of those things that you have to put in the hard work. You have to put in the time. And I mean, it's not exactly hard. I sit here and do this, but man, I tell you what, between recording and editing and audio production and all that stuff, there's a little bit of effort that goes into this and a little bit of time. And I'm so thankful that I can take the time to do it. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me today. It really does make a huge difference. I, of course, need to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters: Mike Guerin, Josh Wahlberger, Julian Siller, Cody, Nick Johnson, Mackenzie Dewar. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Like, I mean, you guys make this show a reality. So thank you all so much. If you want to get your name on that illustrious list of Patreon supporters, you can swing over to patreon.com/Iron Emporium. You can check it out there. I'll have it linked in the description below. Also, I'm trying to get the YouTube page up and running a little bit more, so it's still working on it. Still, I'm doing the thing. All right, it just takes a little time. I'm trying to get all my feet under me and make this more of a reality. So work with me a little bit while we get that taken care of. Other than that, I think that's about it. Oh, some changes to Patreon. I know I said this last week, and I got 1 out of 3. Promised last week, right? So guys, I'm sorry. I really am. I promise I'm gonna get better about doing this. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit down on Tuesday of this week, because I'm actually off all day, or a day that I don't have to open. Pretty much every day when I go to work, I open the store, so I have to have some time to put all of them together. I think what I'm gonna start doing is just scheduling you guys. If you are a supporter on Patreon, you guys get exclusive content, exclusive access to some of my workouts directly from my week. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start setting all those up, scheduling them out, and then they'll automatically upload for you guys, because I dropped the ball this past week. I am so sorry about that. I'm going to get it worked out so that doesn't happen again. All right. Anyway, so if you're at the $2 tier, you're going to get 3 workouts per week directly from what I do every single week, which is actually going to be changing. Like, not the fact you guys are getting workouts is not changing, but what I'm doing, I'm actually going to change my routines up a little bit. So it'll be like this week will probably be the last week where I do what I'm doing now, which is really, really heavy weight. Next week is going to switch to a lot of volume work. So if you guys are following along, get ready for that. It's gonna be a bit of a wild ride. So anyway, if you're at that $10 tier, we're gonna work on some online coaching, and 5 days out of the week you're gonna get workouts. So if you're interested in something like that, take a look over on Patreon. Those things are available to you. I appreciate every single one of you that does support me, and I'm gonna get you guys those workouts ASAP. All right. So anyway, enough of that. Let's jump right into the show. Today's one of those shows that I hadn't planned on doing until I got to the gym this morning. So I just got back from the gym about 40 minutes ago or so, and I hadn't planned on doing this particular show. I was actually this was one I was still in the process of collecting notes on, doing things like that. But when I was at the gym today, it changed a little bit, and I'm like, you know what? I have to talk about it today, because today is exactly the kind of day where what I'm talking about is exactly what I did. All right. So where am I going with this? Well, every day, right? So I go to the gym, and I encourage all of you to do the same, go to the gym, work out, do whatever it is you do, right? Every day. There are no off days, right? You take your off day, and that's you're taking it because you have to, not because you want to, okay? So, an interesting thought that I had this morning was, so usually on Sunday mornings, I go to the gym and I do legs. I like doing legs on Sunday. I don't know why. I guess it just gets my week going. It's brutal. But I was like, you know what? I don't feel like it. I don't want to. So what did I do? I didn't. I was like, you know what? I have killed it all week. I have this past week has been brutal. It has been, insane. Like, big lifts all week, working super high intensity with heavy weights, and like, you know what? I'm gonna give myself a reward. And to most people would say that reward is to take the day off. But that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're talking about rewarding yourself with hard work. Don't be afraid to bust your ass, because that's the goal. The goal is to put in effort. The reward is the ability to put in the effort. The reward is not the end, the end result. The reward is the opportunity to make that result a reality. Reward yourself with hard work. So that's what I did today, right? I went to the gym and I did arms, and it was awesome. I had, just phenomenal, great workout. And the minute I got there and I was not super into it, right? When I first walked in, and I put on the music and I started getting in my groove, and then all of a sudden it's like a switch just flipped. Like the lights went on and the house was lit and we were rocking. Like the music hit. I don't know what it was. I wasn't actually listening to my usual gym playlist. I think that maybe had something to do with it, because it was a couple, songs that I wasn't really familiar with. So it kind of had me out of my groove. But boom, as soon as I heard something that just it hit. And it hit hard. And that's when the switch flipped. And I said, it's time to go. So we started working, started pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And man, I got to reward myself for my week worth of ass busting, right? Just crushing goals this week. Huge, huge back day, right? For those of you who know me, you know I hate doing back. But man, this last workout that I did for back kind of may have changed that a little bit, because it was phenomenal. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about the ability to reward yourself with more hard work. A lot of days we don't feel like doing anything, and that's okay. That's okay. You don't need to feel like doing everything every single day. But the days that you get out there and you put in the effort and you fight and you claw tooth and nail, right? Those are the days you feel best about yourself. And I know that's the case. I know that's the facts, because I am the same way. When you have the ability, right, to put in the work, to put in the effort, to do what you gotta do, when you have changed your mentality from I won't quit to I can't quit, the reward is no longer the end goal. The reward is the hard work that you get to put in every day, because you take no breaks, you take no rest, you don't relax. You're out there busting your ass, fighting every day to stay on top. And that's what it takes. You're training at your peak. You are giving 110%. That is the reward. And that's exactly what the reward should be. Yeah, it's nice to, feel good the next day, that soreness. Yeah, that's a good feeling, right? But then you get back out there and you get back after it and you start working out again because you start over again. The reward is getting to go back. The reward is getting to work yourself to the bone. Because at the core of your being, right? So most people, I'm going to generalize here. Most people in the world are weak. Most people around you that you surround yourself with, and I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying most of those people are weak. They're average. They're mediocre. And that's nothing against them. That's the life they've chosen. But you have not chosen that life. You have chosen a life of hard work and discipline and motivation. You have chosen the hard path. What is the reward for that choice? What is it? What is your end goal? All right? Think about that for a minute. Think about it. What is your end goal? What is it that you want most in your life? And then stop to think for a second. Am I achieving that? Am I achieving that? Am I achieving my end goal? Am I working towards that end? And if you're not, you know what you need to do. You need to work harder. But here's the thing. If you are taking every single day and busting your ass and fighting and clawing tooth and nail, well then, I have something for you. You've done good. You have done good. And that is the reward. Because if you are working every day, then you are reaching your goal every single day. Reward yourself with more hard work tomorrow. Because if you don't, so here's the thing about this, all right? The days that we don't give ourselves that hard work, the days that we don't push ourselves, the days that we just give up and sit down and back off, we feel like failures. We feel like we have not accomplished. We feel like we are weak. And I know that that's the truth. You can sit there and deny it as much as you want, right? Say, no, my reward for this week's worth of hard work is to take a day off. My reward is to go sit on the couch and relax. But you and I both know that's not the case. Stop lying to yourself. It's easy to bullshit other people, right? It's easy to lie to other people. Say, yeah, I'm going to take the day off because, I've worked hard the last 6 days in a row. I'm going to take day 7 off, right? I've worked hard the last 5 days in a row. I'm going to take day 6 off. I've worked hard the last 4 days. I'm going to take day 5 off. I've worked really hard this last, couple days. I'm going to take a day off. And then one day turns into another, and then comfort sets in, and we start just falling to pieces. Is that a reward? Is that the reward for the effort that you did put in? No, it's not. The reward is when you get to day 6 and you're like, man, that's been a rough week. That one's been hard. I've put in the effort. I have worked hard. I have done everything. And you say, you know what? I'm going to put in a little more effort today so I can finish the week out strong. So I can finish the week out at the top of my game. And it's so easy to sit back and just let comfort, let convenience take over. But it's not rewarding. It's not rewarding when you sit there and you relax. We talked about relaxing before, the difference between rest and relaxation, right? So many people that you surround yourself with on a daily basis, that I surround myself with on a daily basis, think that it's a reward to sit on the couch and fuck off. They're wrong. The reward is to get out there and bust your ass and put in another day's worth of work towards that goal, towards the victory that you are striving to achieve. If you are going to be a champion, you need to have the mindset of a champion, and there's no time for weakness. There is no time for relaxation. There is no time to give up on that goal. So reward yourself with one more day's worth of hard work. You need to train harder. You need to give more. People around you don't want to do what it takes. They don't want to do the hard fucking work. They want to reward themselves for getting through the fucking day. It's time to stop rewarding yourself just for waking the fuck up. Work harder. Do more. And tomorrow, reward yourself for today's hard work with more hard work. We talked about it last week. Make that one rep, that one extra rep, make that mentality part of your everyday. What's that mean? That means you get no days off. That means you get no days off. I see people every day around me. I see people at the gym. I see people that come into my work, and they talk about how hard they've worked. They talk about how much effort they've put in. Shut the fuck up. You're not putting in effort if you're sitting here in front of me and you look like shit. You're overweight or you're underweight. Like, I get it. We all have to start somewhere. But don't say, yeah, I'm taking this week off because I've worked so hard. The fuck are you doing? Stop surrounding yourself with people that encourage you to take days off. And start surrounding yourself with people that encourage you to reward yourself with more hard work. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of so many people making excuses for their weaknesses so they just cover them up. Stop covering up your weakness. And we've talked about all of this before, right? We've talked about this before. But why are we spending so much time? Why are we spending so much time giving credence to those weak thoughts, to those wants for a reward? What is wrong with you? The reward is getting to work every day to that end goal. Because there's people out there that can't do that, that are incapable of that. And not because they're physically incapable, but because they're mentally incapable, because they don't have the tenacity that you've got to push through the pain. We've talked about all this before. Stop giving credence to those weak thoughts, because weak thoughts turn into weak action, right? And people will make excuses like, oh man, my life is so rough right now. Oh, I didn't have a good childhood. I grew up in a rough place. That's fine. I have a sad story too. Nobody cares. Grind harder. I've said it before and I'll say it 1,000 more times. I've been through some rough times. Right? Now, I've been through some great times. Let me tell you this. The times when I was happy and comfortable and life was easy are the times that when people say, oh, I didn't have this or that, hey, that's cool. I did at one point, right? And when I had all of those things, when I was surrounded by comfort and easy living, I wasn't growing, I wasn't striving, I wasn't moving forward. Okay, we go to the gym, or we go on a run, or we go to school, right? Let's talk about school for a second. You start getting good grades, right? You're focused, you're involved, you're getting good grades, and then you become complacent because you're like, oh man, I've got these good grades, I can kind of, sit back a little bit and rest a little bit, relax a little bit. Your grades fail. They start dropping off. And then what have you done? Now you have to fight and claw your way back because you said, I can relax, I can reward myself by relaxing a little bit. I don't have to work so hard. I don't have to grind so hard. I don't have to study so hard. You did exactly the wrong thing because you rewarded yourself by relaxing. And so what did that reward turn into? Punishment. Your reward turned into your punishment. Reward yourself with hard work. Reward yourself with giving everything you've got. Right? And I love the Jocko Willink quote where he said, I talk a lot about taking ownership of your problems, but you also need to take ownership of the solutions to those problems. That's it right there. That is it. You know what the problem is. The problem is you want to reward yourself with laziness. You want to reward yourself with comfort. You want to reward yourself with complacency. Stop rewarding yourself with what the weak around you reward themselves with. Start rewarding yourself with more hard work. Hard work never gets old. If your mind and your heart have made that connection, if you have made that mental connection, hard work never gets old. And I've said it before, your body will wear out. You will get tired, but you will never burn out because it is your passion. It is what drives you. It is what gives you strength every day. Your mind and your spirit will push you through because it's what gives you strength, is rewarding yourself with more hard work. Stop thinking the reward is the end goal. Stop taking days off as the reward. Those are days of weakness. Stop thinking that relaxation is the reward. I'm gonna relax today because of how hard I work. Work fucking harder. Stop shooting yourself in the foot when you start getting ahead. Right? It's that whole idea we talked about a couple weeks ago. That champion's mentality. Everyone around you is pushing to 100%, right? If you want to be great, if you want to be the champion, you never accept 100%. You always push further. Always push further. Man, this is one of those things that just gets me going. And if you are rewarding yourself with that hard work, if you're rewarding yourself by working one more day, then you are on the path of the champion. Don't give up. Don't stop short. Don't shoot yourself in the foot when you start getting ahead. Because that is going to be the death of your motivation. That's what I wanted to say today. So next time you think, man, I think I'm going to take the day off as a reward for working so hard all week, go to the gym, get in there and study, go to work, do whatever it is you do, and know that the reward is the ability, is the tenacity to go out there and work harder. We all have to have days off. I'm not saying don't take a day off. We need to rest, but we do not ever need to relax. Differentiate resting and relaxation. They're two different things. They're very separate from each other. I hope all of you have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope all of you have a fantastic week. And I hope that this is the push that you need to get through this next week. Don't be afraid of working hard. Don't be afraid of failing. But be afraid of complacency. Be afraid of giving up when it gets hard. Hard work never gets old. The reward is the ability to work harder. Outwork your competition every single day, every single week, every single month, and someday you will be the champion that you want to be. But you will never be that if you give up when it gets hard. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. I cannot do this without you guys. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Please take a couple minutes to share this out of your social media. I want to try and motivate as many people as possible. I want to try and grow this platform. I want to try and start getting some people on here to talk with me. This is my passion. This is what, if I could do this for the rest of my life and do only this, I would. Thank you guys so much for making so much of this a reality in my world. You guys are awesome. Stay motivated out there. I know, the world's a crazy place right now. But do me this favor, do yourself this favor, and do those around you this favor. Share this, work hard, leave some comments. If you haven't already, go over to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Helps me out insanely. Like, I can't stress that enough. Leave a like on the video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you guys have any questions, if you guys have any topics you want me to cover, make sure you shoot me a comment. Hey, will you talk about this? I'll always talk about whatever you guys want. If you guys have questions about something, shoot me those messages. I'll work it into something. All right. Thank you guys so much if you're interested in supporting me in this show. You can do that over on patreon.com/Iron Emporium. If you don't mind, take just a second, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It helped me out tremendously. I can never thank you guys enough. Remember, stay hungry and stay foolish, my friends. Have a good rest of your day.